Good afternoon, YouTube. How's it going today? Today, this is Ace Pokemon Trainer JC14, also known as Joe. Man, they go by that. I'm bringing you the Atlanta Talonflames' team building debut video on YouTube today. And the reason I say it's a debut is because we're in week 2 of the Shiva Draft League, and the Talonflames, after sitting on the sidelines for a bye week, we are making our debut today against the Knockholt Kingdras. Now, the battle will be happening later in the week, but I figured why not? We'll look at my team, we'll look at my opponent's team, and we'll go from there, make our selections based on his 11 selections and my 11 selections, give the best looking options for each other. But I thought to myself while I was preparing for our battle, I don't have a rival yet. I don't have a division rival. So what am I going to do to rectify the situation? I'm going to show you guys right now. Behold, the Wheel of Rivals. I have all 10 of my opponents' logos put on this wheel right now, and we are going to spin the wheel, and whoever it lands on, you are my rival in our division. And in 3, 2, 1, spin the wheel. And the winner is... Wow, this is going to be a good one. Bond, if you watch this video, congratulations, friend. You and the Canada Kyogres are the rivals of the Atlanta Talonflames. I cannot wait for that battle because Bond has already been a proven competitor in this league, both in our Gym Challenge and in Draft League. So I can't wait to see how he does. And now he knows officially his rival is the Atlanta Talonflames. And from that point, let's go into the team building side of things. Again, I'm the Atlanta Talonflames. My opponent is the Knockholt Kingdras and Coach Shawn. So, we see our team. You already saw what I picked for my 11 Pokemon in the previous video, of which I'll have a link in the description below. You can go and check that out, understand why I picked the 11 that I did, why I picked the Talonflames as my name, and something else that I mentioned about it. But nevertheless, you see my 11, and you see Shawn's 11. Now, Shawn is 1-0, which is actually good because I was hoping he would be 1-0. Atlanta's got to come out blazing hot like a Talonflame, and we're going to hopefully get our win in our debut matchup. But of course, have to see what happens come game time. But as you can see, Shawn's team is Zoroark, Dusclops, Magnezone, Druddigon, Palossand, Butterfree, Leafeon, Araquanid, Female Indeedee, Hawlucha, and Togekiss. Now, we're going to look at that team real quick. We're going to analyze each one, and we're going to see what would probably be best from my aspect to counter his team. Of course, we have to throw 2 strategies out there right now that I can think of. He's got Indeedee Female, Psychic Surge, sets up the Psychic Surge, prevents any of my priority moves. Then he switches in that Hawlucha with Unburden and Psychic Seed, and just runs roughshod on me. I very much struggled with Unburden Hawlucha. I'm still learning the ropes on that one per se. The other strategy, which I found out is the reason that he won his week 1 matchup, is this Togekiss right here. His Togekiss is Serene Grace with a King's Rock. Now granted, he could switch it up. He could go with Super Luck and Scope Lens, get 50% chance of critical hits, but I would, if I was him, I would stick with what got him the win last week, because against, I believe it was AJ, his first matchup was, his Togekiss got 5 consecutive air slash flinches on a Milotic of all Pokemon. And we know how special defensive Milotic can be, so by that logic, I would say stick with what's working for him, and I would run that Togekiss. As for the rest of his team, we see Araquanid, a bug and water type. It lessens the fire type attacks by 50% if it has water bubble, and also prevents it from getting a burn. So that's a good one. And then it also has great physical attack, liquidation. It can run bug bite. It can run leech life. I think it can also run knockoff too, which is a nice coverage move. X-Scissor it can run, which is also very good. He's got Leafeon. Leafeon, we know it'll probably be its hidden ability, Chlorophyll, so he might have a Sunsetter here somewhere that I'm not seeing right now at the top of my head. But if he has a Sunsetter, then he sets up Leafeon, and it goes to town on me because it's double speed and sunlight. That probably might be the Palossand right off the top of my head that might run that. Next up on his team, we've got Butterfree. Butterfree, bug flying type. It's a good mon. It Compound Eyes, Sleep Powder. It could put almost anything to sleep. If I remember correctly, I think somebody said it was a 97% accuracy when Butterfree with Compound Eyes uses any kind of move with 75% accuracy per se. So gotta watch out for that. If it hits me with a Sleep Powder, gotta run with Quiver Dance and just set up for that. As I alluded to earlier, he's got Palossand. Palossand, it's a very physical defensive Pokemon, and then you add in Water Compaction, its special ability. If he gets hit with any of my water type attacks, its physical defense goes up 2 stages. So it's possible that he might have that. He might run it to set up rocks or something like that, and maybe even trap me, try to do like a Sand Tomb or something like that, try to trap me. It can run Shadow Ball, it can run Shore Up, Earth Power, stuff like that. Shore Up, it's its signature move, it can restore its health. It could even run Sandstorm and then recover half its HP in the Sandstorm if, hypothetically, I bring it down there. Next up is Druddigon. Now, Druddigon, interesting Pokemon per se. It does have 2 abilities right off the top of my head I can think of, which are Rough Skin and Sheer Force. I don't know which one he might bring on me. He could bring the Rough Skin because he sees that my team has a lot of physical attackers, or he could run Sheer Force Life Orb combination. And Sheer Force Life Orb, we've all seen what that does. It increases the attacks, then boosts it with the Life Orb, and we don't see the 10% recoil damage that the Life Orb would give. So possibly he could run that. Next up, we have Magnezone. Magnezone's fast, a good special attacker, and most likely will have Sturdy, even though I don't really have many ground types on. Actually, now I'm looking at it, I don't have a ground type of my 11, which is going to be an interesting combination. So it'll be nice to see what he does. He might have Air Balloon with it, although I've seen some people run Air Balloon and then use Magnet Rise, which is actually pretty good because you set up the Air Balloon to mitigate one attack, and then somebody uses a different move, but you're already using Magnet Rise, so the ground type weakness is mitigated entirely. Next up, Dusclops. Dusclops, right off the top of my head, I can already tell you guys, based on his team, I'm running into an Eviolite Dusclops right here. I don't see any other way where I'm not running into an Eviolite Dusclops right there. So that one right there is most likely going to be my toughest opponent of his 11, unless the aforementioned strategies I see come about. I mean, Dusclops can set Trick Room, it's got Nightshade, it can run Pain Split, it could run a coverage move like a Punch or something like that. I think it can also run a Dark Pulse or something like that, but I'm not sure how good it is specially attack-wise. So we can see how Dusclops runs with it, but I would most likely assume that if he doesn't run the Unburdened Speed Trick, he's probably going to have Trick Room with it, so I've been looking at Trick Room. And then the last Pokemon he has is Zoroark. Zoroark's going to be an interesting one, considering the fact that Zoroark can disguise himself as any of his Pokemon. I would not know what I'm going to be seeing until I battle it, and then I either get a hit on it or knock it out, and it could just be a sack to set something up. And Zoroark is fast, it's got great special attack, it's pretty frail on the HP and the defensive side, but again, to hide itself behind a type, like he could literally run the Zoroark as his Togekiss, hypothetically. I'm using a Steel type move thinking I'm going to get a super effective hit, and it only does neutral damage because it's a Zoroark, which allows him to set up. So, based on his 11 Pokemon right now, like, again, I'm already looking forward to what I'm going to be battling with him against. I think what I'm going to do of my 11 is I'm going to set up this following team. I'm gonna bring my G-Max with me today. I'm gonna bring G-Max Venusaur. So let me also do this right now as well. Oop, I'm just hiding them. Sorry, folks. I had locked a lot of them in the recording session earlier, so let me unlock them so that I know what I'm doing here. I should have done that ahead of time. Sorry about that, folks. Alright. So what I think I'm going to run against Shawn's team, I'm bringing my G-Max with me. I'm bringing G-Max Venusaur. Try to take advantage of that Magnezone, maybe deal with the Palo-San and the Leafeon with Earth Power, G-Max Vine Lash, and Max Ooze respectively. Try to get those out of the way, maybe even get a little setup there. I think I'm also going to bring. Let me move Linoon real quick, and I'm going to move him. And I'm going to bring Porygon Z to this battle. I'm going to bring my Porygon Z, which I'm going to use it more of a substitute with Hyper Beam, because I've seen Hyper Beam just run rough shot everywhere. Now, also I should preface this, because I'm bringing Venusaur, it's the only one that I can Dynamax. I can't max any of the other 6 that I choose. So I'm bringing Porygon Z for the special attack. Try to deal with some of these out there. Now my Porygon Z, as you can see right here, I've got a name Vista. I run it with Substitute, Hyper Beam, Ice Beam, and Thunderbolt. Give it some coverage moves. You can deal with the Leafeon, you can deal with the Butterfree, you can deal with the Arachnid, the Hawlucha, the Togekiss, and the Druddigon. So it's got a lot of coverage there. I think the third Pokemon that I'm gonna bring my Reuniqueness. My Reuniqueness right here, which I call Work in Unison. I have it with the Regenerator and the Weakness Policy to try to help out with stored power. Maybe I can bait one of these Pokemon using a Dark or Bug type move, or even Ghost type move if Palisade wants to use Shadow Ball. Get that Weakness Policy activated, and stored power, it can run roughshod if you get enough setup on it properly. The fourth Pokemon that I'm going to run is I'm going to bring Inteleon for this battle. Oops, sorry, folks. I'm going to bring Inteleon for this battle. I'm going to move Luxray over here onto the bench side. I'm going to bring Inteleon with me on this battle because I have my Inteleon. I'm running it dual screens with a Light Play. I'm running it with Reflect and Light Screen with Air Slash and Snipe Shot as its coverage move to benefit itself there. I mean, it's going to have Sniper as its ability, so if Sniper gets the critical hit, it's going to be boosted in power. I'm not giving it the Scope Lens, I'm giving it the Light Play, like I said. So I'll get 8 turns of the Reflect and Light Screen. Now, I don't know if I'm going to throw Inteleon out first, but I might throw Inteleon out first just to set it up, or I might throw it out late for a late game. The fifth Pokemon I'm going to bring my Hydreigon. I'm going to bring my Tier 1, my Hydreigon, because Hydreigon is just super powerful against a lot of his team. I could actually give this Pokemon Knockoff, and I think I might also do something interesting. I think I might give it Roar, just in case I see that Indeedee, and I bring that Hawlucha. I'll give Hydreigon the Focus Sash, and then I'll use Roar to blast out the Hawlucha, and then the Unburden is gone. I don't have to worry about that strategy for the rest of the game. As for the 6th and final Pokemon on my team for the first game, it was tough based out of the 6 that I still have yet to pick, but I'm going with one that I feel is the best suited for this team. And I'm going to run my Lapras. Now, I wanted to bring Hitmontop for this battle, but I didn't choose Hitmontop. I felt like Lapras was the better choice because I did some damage calcs, and hypothetically, if I send this one out first, and he brings out Indeedee Female to switch into the Hawlucha to get the Psychic Seed, like I said, if I run choice specs on it, then I get an Oko on that Hawlucha, and I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the battle, as long as I use the choice specs on it. So that is going to be the team for week 1 of the sheet. Well, technically week 2, but my first game against the Knockholt Kingdras, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're going to be following Shiva's Draft League. You can follow me on my channel. You can follow me on the other Battlers channels. And we also do have an official Shiva Draft League YouTube channel now that you guys can check out. Check out all the battles there. And from what happens with the battles, I don't know what's going to happen with them. I hope to give Shawn a good battle. I hope Shawn gives me a good battle. And I'm looking forward to what we're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. So with that in mind, this is Ace Pokemon Trainer JC14. I go by Joe Maney. I'm signing off on today. Have yourselves a great day, and I hope you guys enjoy our first battle. Peace.